So now I'm going to take you through the downloading and reporting process in Sonra 3.0. We'll begin this by navigating to the left-hand side to our import data function. If we scroll down to download data and select on dock, the software instantly recognizes that there's a dock connected to this device. As we can see here, the 16 units being recognized represent the 16 players that took part in our session. When we're downloading our data, we have a number of different search options available to us. For the purpose of this demonstration, we're going to use the last 7 days option. Once we're happy with our selection, we can then proceed and search for sessions. At this point, the software is searching for the sessions stored on the pod. The improvements that we have made to Sonra 3.0, and particularly to the back-end performance, have significantly reduced the time it takes to complete this process. The download speeds that you will see today in this live demo are consistent across all of our hardware options, including the single USB and the Apex 10-way hub. Both of these products offer a more convenient solution to downloading when you're on the go. So if you're a team that is traveling away and on your journey ride home on the bus, you can use our wireless solutions of the USB and the hub to download your data without any need for a power supply. Additionally, we also have cascading docks, so you can download 2 docks into one and download 32 pods as part of one download. As we can see now, we have all of our players configured already previously, so they display in the player column. At this point, if we had have conducted a live session, our live drills would have appeared here. By applying live drills, we streamline the post-session workflow, allowing for reports to be generated and feedback delivered more efficiently. We used a pre-planned session in this instance, and that is why we can see the matchday -4 training label at the top of the screen. Once we're happy, we can then calculate our metrics. At this point, the calculation of metrics occurs in the background, as we can see from the progress bar across the top. In this instance, this allows us to navigate beyond this and use the software at our own leisure. So let's say, for instance, we want to navigate into settings and change how our speed is displayed, or change how our distance is displayed, and so on. We can make any of these changes all the while the metrics are calculating in the background. And just like that, our session is now downloaded, processed, and calculated in less than 2 minutes. You now have data at your fingertips to create and analyze reports. So as we select all of our players in this session, this allows us to proceed and generate our reports. Unlike other products in the performance analysis industry, your data is available instantaneously and doesn't require any further manipulation after downloading. Once we're happy with the order of our data, we can proceed to export this data and prepare to give it back to a coach. So as we navigate to export data, we have a range of different options for users to export. Among these, the most widely used options that sports scientists and analysts would deploy are PDF and CSV files. We can export CSV files that allow us to look at our data directly in Excel. This is suitable for longitudinal analysis and databasing. Beyond that, we have our XML files. These are suitable for integration with third-party analysis platforms. The next export type we have is metrics. The metrics tab allows us to look at some of our key performance indicators that we use in Sonra. Amongst these are scrums and collisions that I touched on earlier. The final export that we have is a raw data export. We at StatSports pride ourselves over being transparent with our raw data directly from the unit. Users can access our GPS, accelerometer, gyroscope, and satellite information data. This is particularly useful for research institutions and practical end users that really want to get to grips with the data from the Apex device. However, for this demonstration, we're just going to focus on a PDF report. And as you can see, we have multiple options in here. In Sonra 3.0, we've built a new PDF reporting section to provide better options and even more customization than ever before. You can have unlimited number of PDFs in Sonra. You can also have an unlimited number of metrics in each of these PDFs. So let's just take a glimpse at our header performance report that we'll use for the demonstration today. Within this, we have some of our main metrics that we spoke about earlier today. For instance, total distance, accelerations, decelerations, and so on. We can display these metrics in a number of different visualization types. So columns, lines, areas, and so on. We can also sort the data max to min to give an overall indication of who was the highest performers versus the lowest performers in the session. So after we're happy with our data, we can then export and create a title for this report. For this example, we'll use the same label that we use for our session type. At this point, we can also add any notes that we'd like to. So for instance, we may want to take note of a player who didn't wear a heart rate monitor. We also may want to take note of a player who performed a modified session, who may have took part in a rehab. Just so that we know retrospectively when looking back at reports that if there are any outliers, we may have a reason as to why. If we use live drills in our session, they would appear at this stage. But for this demonstration, we're just going to proceed with the entire session. So just like that, our PDF report is now generated, and we can preview this before downloading it. So if we just take a quick run through it, we can see how all of our visualizations are sorted max to min. All of our chart types are exactly as we had them set up in the export. And this is a quick, easy, and clean PDF report that will be ready to hand over directly to a coach or to a player. All of this process was completed within 10 minutes, showing how easy and quick we have made the download and reporting process within Sonra 3.0.